Hi, welcome back to Minecraft Hardcore and another episode of Joshcore, where we are standing outside of the beautiful iron farm we built in the last episode. I've actually done some work on the inside here. So if we fly around to the door, which is the only door in this entire building, you can see we have a nice mossy grass interior mixed in with some copper and some concrete powder and stuff like that. We've actually been churning out copper like crazy through the system here, and we even have a filter in the back here. That filters out the poppies into bone meal. So we have those guys in here along with the item filter as well. So I would say the iron farm is pretty much complete here with the item filters and stuff like that. I think it's turning out really well. It's kind of a maze back here though. Like, it's actually really hard to see the farm now, but that's all right. If we come up here, yeah, this is obviously where those guys are dying, and then all of it is falling down into the system. So I'm really happy with the way this turned out, and I think it was an overall good build. Another thing that I've been doing since last episode around the base is just kind of tidying up the torches around here. So there used to be a whole ton of torch spam. I put moss carpet on top, which I've kind of done over here as well to kind of tidy up some of that, which I think is going to be a big step moving forward here, is to tidy up the torches here. Another thing I need to work on, if anyone knows how to fix this, let me know in the comments. The iron golems are spawning on the outside, which I think is affecting the rates a lot. So I'm not exactly sure how to solve that. So if you know, let me know, because I think it will help the rates of the farm. So I don't know. Anyways, we're going to move on to the goal of today's episode. Okay, so for the plans for today's episode, I actually have a mixture of ideas. One thing is going to be this bee farm in the back here. It's been up like this for too long, and I can't stand looking at the bees moving around. It's bothering me. We need to fill the area with some nice building design here. So, with the power of editing, we will be back in 3, 2, 1. And just like that, the house is built. I have no idea if that was a good transition or not, but here we go. This is the little tiny shack for the bees. Obviously, the honeycomb and everything can still be produced, but I think it turned out overall pretty good. I mean, it matches all the other builds. There's not much I can say. I'm stuttering on my words here, but there's not much I can say about it. I think it turned out overall really well. The bee farm is still working on the inside here, so as you can see, those guys are flourishing in there. So we are a little close to this building, to the point where like the bushes touch on each side, which is something I should have thought of when making the farm so close. I could have moved it, but I honestly just wasn't bothered to move it. So that's what we're stuck with at the moment. Anyways, with that out of the way, I'm going to put some of my stuff away, and we can move on to another fun project that I thought for today's episode. Alright, so way over here, this is obviously the town, and just over here is my little tiny cobble deep slate box. No, I'm just kidding. What's actually in here is some turtles, and a lot of turtles. I've been breeding these guys consistently off camera, little by little, and as you can see, we have a good quantity of scoots from the guys that grow up in there and then obviously suffocate. So it's a good farm in here, and we've gotten the scoots needed enough to make a turtle shell, which I plan to make. However, one thing I would like to do with these turtles is move them to their own sanctuary closer to the actual base here. I've just destroyed some poor turtles' eggs. That was an accident. I didn't mean to jump over this wall. I'm sorry, guys. But I would like to move these guys here and keep them. I feel like it's a good reward for them, I guess, for being basically stuck in there forever. Maybe not move all of them, because it would still be very crammed. But I was thinking in this spot here, I could build a little turtle farm, little turtle like hut here, similar to what I did with the sheep down here with the glass. Make like the shell of a turtle. It's hard to explain, but you'll see. I actually have a reference image on Google here, which I can't wait to build. So I'm going to need some green dye here. Luckily, I just happen to have a cactus farm, which is producing a whole ton of green dye way over here. So we have plenty of green dye to make the stained glass, and we have everything basically needed, which is nice that we have all the farms. So I'm really ready and pretty excited to build this turtle farm here. So I'll come back in a little bit when the turtle farm is fully built. Alright, so this little turtle hut right here was probably one of the biggest projects I've worked on in Joshcore in its entirety. And I mean that because if you guys remember, maybe I can put a picture up, there used to be a mountain behind this guy. yeah, it turns out the beach I made was way too small for the original design I planned for him. So I had to destroy the entire mountain that was behind the turtle here, and it kind of went up. It was a big mountain, and I flattened the mountain. Then I had to flatten the next layer because then it was too jagged. And the way I terraform, I only know how to do it where you go steps up like that, where you can clearly tell it's me, is because I do steps. If it goes 2 up, it looks weird for me. Like, it goes like two blocks up, it looks weird. So what I did over here is I had to flatten one half and then just keep flattening to the point where it was just all flat. So there's no mounds anymore. I bone meal just a whole ton of trees over here using the bone meal I got from the iron golem farm. So basically, I had to take out a whole mountain for this tiny little project, which was probably overkill. I probably could have just found a different spot for this, like over there somewhere. But I just wanted a good spot for this. So now we're left with this guy, which I'm actually pretty happy with. I need to start working on getting the turtles over. Probably have to take them over in boats. Probably also have to empty my inventory here as well. But God, it was a grind and a half for that entire thing. So I'm kind of happy that it's over. Now I'm over with the turtles here, and it's almost nighttime here. However, I'm just going to try and get a couple of these guys into some of these boats here. And make sure we don't get too many in one boat, because if we get 2, it won't work. So we just need to move the guys that are done and move them out, and then get the next guy in. Perfect. Okay, well, that's not the goal here. Can I get out? Okay, now there's 2 in the boat. That's an issue. Okay, I'm getting overwhelmed, but this is basically the goal. We're going to have to break this boat now. Is this the hitbot for the boat or the turtle? Okay, that was the turtle. How do we get the boat? Okay, that's the reason why... yeah, this is an issue. Alright, we're just going to have to leave the boat there. This is the problem why I said we can't get 2 turtles in the boat, because it's impossible to break the boat with the turtle's hitbox. So we're going to have to kind of do this one at a time. Okay, so I think it was overall a pretty good mission. What I ended up having to do is, if I turn off the hitboxes, there we go. Ended up having to just break open a wall in this and just get seagrass and just bring them all out. But I think I have, counting, 9. Yes, 9 different turtles here. So I'm going to move one by one, move them all back to the actual area, which is going to be a fun little time here. So I'll be back after I move all of these guys. After again what feels like some time, we finally got all of the turtles in here. So now comes the fun part of trying to just get them out of the boats. One thing I found which is pretty good is just come from the top and just hope that you get the middle of the boat. So it's been working for the double guys, which now I realize isn't that big of a deal. But so far, none of them got injured. So now we have a whole ton of acacia boats. And we have these guys in here. Again, I only moved over 9, and that's probably the max I'll move over, just to make a nice sanctuary feel. I also haven't decorated it. I want to put maybe like bamboo, some sugarcane up, patches of water around here. This isn't going to be a farm. It's more just going to be like a sanctuary to have the turtles in here where they can just relax. So I'm going to keep these guys in here, make it up a little area to make it look a little bit better, and we can work from there. Now here we have the beautiful turtle sanctuary. I think it came out really well. The mix of sugarcane near the water, bamboo, some of these like light poles here. Even got the sugarcane near the spots it really shouldn't be, like here, using some hidden water. Got some turtle eggs that I took from the area using silk touch and just put them around here. The turtles seem to be bunched up against this side, which is I think because their pathfinding is trying to find the water here, which hopefully doesn't always happen. Hopefully they spread out more. I'm not exactly sure how the turtle pathfinding works, because normally when I use these guys I just put them in a box and breed them, so I'm not entirely sure, but I think this overall came out pretty good. And I even have like the double door lock, so no turtles will ever escape if I don't want them to. And as you can see, looks pretty cool here off in the distance. So I'm going to put some of this stuff away and we can move on. Before we move on, actually, I just want to point out that I actually found a trident over here, so I can try and make another riptide trident or turn this into a channeling trident, which is pretty cool as well. So there you have it, guys. That is basically the entire episode for today. So what I've done, obviously, is built up the entire turtle sanctuary, even got the entire bee farm area built up as well. Also made myself the turtle helmet, which is my no 2H2O helmet, which I guess I can use for whenever I'm doing water projects, but I'm very happy with how this build turned out, and I'm going to call that an episode for today. So if you liked the video, make sure to leave it a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a ton. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more.